Hi, I'm Lawrence Akers and I'm a hypnotherapist, and like many hypnotherapists out there, I believe this is possibly the best job on the planet. Now, for years I've been continuing to work on my craft. Some days I feel like I'm a really good hypnotherapist, and other days it could be a bit of a struggle, almost like I feel like I'm missing some piece of knowledge or some wisdom that would take my belief from self-doubt to unstoppable. Even worse is that occasional feeling of questioning if you actually even know enough, if you are capable of making truly meaningful change. I wanted to create a new conversation around this. I wanted to come from my own experience with self-doubt, an opportunity to talk to other hypnotherapists about it who I know experience these same issues, and to see if we can have this conversation that will create greater change, not just for their clients, but for themselves. In many ways, this is a new mission for me, to learn everything there is about confidence and how to make sure that we can manifest it internally, consciously, and unconsciously. Now, to do that, I've turned to some of the leaders in our industry and to ask for their insight and guidance. I really want to explore what they do that generates this confidence and what I call this unwavering self-belief. Is it something that they worked hard at doing, or is this something that's always just been there? Like they turned it on and it was there straight away. And maybe it's come through some meaningful moment or event, or maybe it's come through some other means entirely altogether. For some, there is this self-constructed framework around what confidence is, a reality they've created, and it helps them to deliver those results. And for others, it's like, people who know that they're just funny or who always see the bright side of life, they just are that. Erickson talked at one point about having all the resources that we need for our solution. Although I know some people say this is almost true. We may not have all the resources yet, but we have the capacity to learn those resources. And so that's what this podcast is all about. Conversations with those who do get great results, and what it means to be the confident hypnotherapist. So, what better first guest to have at the start of this whole podcast series than someone like Rohan Gazzard, who is not just an incredible hypnotherapist in his own right, but also a renowned, experienced stage hypnotist. And I know stage hypnosis can often divide the hypnotherapy community somewhat, but I want you to consider this. Who has more confidence in being able to create a hypnotic experience than a stage hypnotist? And I think for many people, me included, the reason why I've often wanted to do stage hypnosis training has not necessarily been about a desire to go up and do stage hypnosis, or that would be pretty cool, let's admit it. It's going to be about having the confidence that I can take with me from that training and apply it in what I do in a hypnotherapy session. So, Rohan, thank you so much for your time today to be able to just discuss this phenomenon of how do people build confidence as a hypnotherapist.
Oh, absolutely, Lawrence. Thank you for having me on for this. And I said to you just, we spoke briefly off air. I said, you've got no idea how much this has stimulated me, because this is, I am the breathe and believe guy. You don't have a tattoo like that. Breathe and believe, where focus goes, energy flows. It's all about confidence, and this is something that just gets skipped over.
Yeah.
This is the one reason that causes failure or people not realizing their true potential. Mm-hmm. So there's so many layers to confidence. So people see people like myself and go, "You're so confident. How come you never have any self-doubt?" Of course I do, but I don't listen to it. It has no power over me. I immediately dismiss it.
That was going to be one of my initial questions, was, as a hypnotist yourself, what's your experience with doubt? Have you any relationship with doubt at all?
Yeah, well, a lot of my grounding to do what I do now is I was a professional comedian. Mm-hmm. I started that in my late 20s. And I'll tell you what, if ever you're going to have doubt, it's when they're calling you on. There's 300 people. The guy before you's gone terrible. They're getting rowdy. They're drunk, and they're going, oh, man, it's tough out there. And they call you on. And if you're not funny in the first 5 or 10 seconds, you're dead. So you've just got to overcome so much self-doubt. It's just the best training ever for me was being a professional comedian. It is so like it's if a horse went past, you would just jump on and just ride off. But you just got to suck it up, breathe and believe, and go. I've just got to go out there and do it. And as soon as it's like a dog smelling fear. If they see the fear, they see the nerves, they start to control you. So you learn to even fake confidence until you get it. There's the old. The old putting the pencil in the mouth. It forces, all hypnotherapists should know that. It goes up to the brain. He wants to be happy. I'll send some endorphins, some dopamine, and then you start to become happy. So if you have to fake confidence at start, then fake it, and it keeps coming and coming. Okay?
It's a good old as if frame, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Everything's like that. So then, of course, being a stage hypnotist and, and I'm welcome to coming to the training in September. That's going to be fantastic. It's most of this is about confidence, rapport, belief, but it's got to be 100%. You've got to be all your chips in. It doesn't matter who's got the best hand. I don't know, people who know poker, you can win the hand with the worst hand. You can win all the chips, but you've got to show confidence. You've got to go, I'm all in. Here we go. And not worry about the result.
It's funny you say this because I remember having a chat with my supervisor a little while back, and I said, you know what, I've noticed this thing online where there are certain hypnotherapists who will portray themselves to the world as being even, dare I say, slightly cocky. And of course, in Australia, we had tall poppy syndrome. We know cockiness we have a strange relationship with cockiness and people who have self-belief. And yet I was saying to my supervisor, there's this strange thing I'm recognizing that is that cockiness, is that self-belief part of what is getting them the incredible results that they're actually getting? Is it that belief that they are that good that has them go into the room and know before they even start with the client that they are going to be able to help them? And it's an interesting phenomenon. So I wonder how many people truly believe that version of them they put out there versus, what they really are, who they really are.
Yeah, that's you've touched on a couple of really relevant, important points there. The first one is when you walk around like I do, owning it, okay, because I have to, okay, and then you really truly own it. People see that my confidence as arrogant. It can be demeaning to them. It can be as if I'm being a smart ass, okay. And as we all know, other people's opinion of you is none of your business, okay? But it's not that. Without it, when you bring it back to pander to everybody else, well, then that little self-doubt comes in. So, of course, you can be extremely confident. I'm not arrogant. I'm extremely confident, though. Some people portray me as that. So a lot of people will say, you're inspirational, you're motivational, you're fantastic. I say, thanks for sharing. A lot of people, oh, mate, when you've got 14,000 people following you as Bizarre Gazzard, but you're going to get the haters and they're going to come. Yep. And I have the same comment for them. Thanks for sharing. I don't need to convince you. This works for me. This is me going down my path. So the other thing is what you said, and this happens all the time, and I admire it. It's almost amusing to me. So many people who are hugely successful have no right to be. They haven't even got the skill set. They haven't got the thing, and they just keep going, I'm going to do it. And they get there, and they get results. And then, of course, they believe it. Is it a placebo effect? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter as long as they're getting results.
You're getting the result.
Yeah.
If it's a placebo, it doesn't matter. Like, fake smile. So where other people, you go, oh, my God, you should be smashing this. You should be killing it. What's going on? I already know. So I will reach out to a lot of people and go, hey, personal man, what's going on? Why aren't you not believing yourself, brother? And then we'll open up to someone like me, and then we can work on that. I've had personal friends in their business, and and after doing a talk and a session, I go, it's okay to go next level. Ironically, next level hypnosis is what I call my training. It's okay to go next level. People get to that next level and go, but hold on, we got told as children, you won't get to that level.
Yep.
Then we have teachers that tell us. Then we are going to have loved ones and families telling us, you can't do that. You can't get up there. But you know what? You can get up right up there. But it's all these little things and the underlying that holds us back. So a lot of people make it. They're CEOs of companies who are absolute, virtually morons. And there's other people who should be running countries and doing things, but their self-belief holds them back. So the tall poppy thing, it's getting a lot better. I think people's, of course, if you walk around saying arrogant things and doing arrogant things, well, they're going to come, the tall trees catch the biggest wind. But when you're authentic with yourself, people see through that other people are calling you that, and they see that you are a genuine person just with this extreme confidence. And without it, I could not be a stage comedian. I couldn't be a stage hypnotist. I wouldn't have the unbelievable success I have with my hypnotherapy clients right from year one, right in the first month. I expected to get great results, and I really said, this is it, let's go. I didn't need 20 years experience to get great results. I wanted them straight away. And they see that. They feed off that. And then by the time we start, they think, I'm going to get a result here. I see the shift in their eyes. And I'll even call it out. I said, I saw a shift there. This is great. And then they start to become confident, even much to their surprise.
What do you think is the missing thing for people that prevents them from being truly confident from the start?
Of course, a lot's preconditioned, so they're not even consciously aware they're holding themselves back. Okay, this is from other people doubting them, even to the point where your dad said, well, you'll never be that good, or your brother's better, and things like that. But the biggest thing is, and you said it before, is the fear of failure. What if I go up there and it doesn't work? What if it doesn't happen? Every successful person, though, has had heaps of failures. The great Michael Jordan, he says he's lost 3,000 games of basketball. 26 times he was bestowed with the pressure of having the game-winning shot. 26 times he's talking about that he missed. He hit it probably another 50, 60 times. He said to a press conference, no one knew the answer. He said, how many times have I missed? And no one knew. And he said, and at the end of his career, at the time he said, I think it was 18. That's the 18th time I've missed. I don't care. I want it. Give it to me the next time. 26 times he missed the game-winning throw. He's still the greatest of all time, in my opinion. No one remembers those. They all just go on. All elite athletes, all successful people, they just take it with a grain of salt and go, what can I do next? What can I focus on next? Yeah.
What do you think it is then? Because, obviously hypnosis is not something that we do to people. It's something that we help guide people with. But I think there's also that expectation from hypnotherapists that they are going to cure people of whatever it is that they come to see them for. And there's that additional fear of failure there that goes with that. Why do you think it is that we place so much emphasis on this whole notion of trying to create hypnosis for people, or to cure them of what it is that they come to see us for?
Yeah, so what happens is this self-belief, to instill it in other people, you've got to live it yourself. So you've got to own it yourself, okay? So it seems like such a complex matter, but when you simplify it, and I'm really of the philosophy of the Bruce Lee-isms, and this around my neck is exactly a replica of what Bruce Lee used to wear around his neck, and it became his symbolic yin yang. Everything's a balance, and then has the arrows that go around, and on the back of it, it's got his signature, and it says, using no way as way. Everyone thinks you have to do it this certain way. When you come to this training, I'm not going to go, everybody do it exactly like this. I'm going to say, here's a way that can work brilliantly, but you need to do it your way. You're different than Emma Romano, who comes and trains with me. She's out there and loud. She can do it like that. you're more quiet, reserved, so you do it that way. Okay, sorry about my dogs.
That's okay.
So you've got to do it your own unique way. And the two key points I want to make is that and I say to every one of my clients, it's okay to not be okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's okay to not be okay. And the one that, because people think it's not okay to have, as soon as the self-doubt comes in, they go, oh no, the whole thing's ruined. No, that's to warn you. Oh no, I need to erase that, step it up, turn every negative into 3 positives. To me, there's no such thing as a negative. It's a positive negative. If you're cold, you seek heat. If you don't feel the cold, you're not seeking the heat. If you don't get nervous before a big performance, something's wrong, okay? You need to have what I call the friendly butterflies. But so what I feel is friendly butterflies, I use it to motivate me. Here we go. You're the world's greatest hypnotist. Here we go. You're going to do the best show ever. Just like when I played football. I'm a little guy. I would go, you're the best footballer in the world. You're the toughest. You're the strongest. That's how I would run out and play. And on the field, I was the toughest. That was the placebo effect. And I would run around acting accordingly. Okay. Mm-hmm. Here we go. This client, I'm going to get the change. So the doubt drives you to want more, to succeed more, but normally it drives people the other way. So once you understand that, and that one of the best things, it changed my life. I was at a seminar once, and the guy was doing a Psych K course. I love it, muscle testing and all this. I don't know, Psych K, it's amazing. And we did the muscle testing, and the guy said to me, he goes, I'm going to get you up after lunch, and I do this muscle testing, and you say 10 statements, and if they're not true on the subconscious level, your arm comes down. I went, really? Okay. Why do you want me? I didn't tell him I was a stage hypnotist. He goes, you've got this aura, this confidence about you. He said, here's the 10 statements. Nobody's ever done the 10 statements without me pushing their arm. Like the arm just comes down. And I read them and I went, I don't think you should pick me. I actually will pass all 10. I'm not being arrogant. I believe all 10 of these things. This is why there's other layers to me that you don't even know about. But so it will look embarrassing for you because I'm going to stay strong on all 10 statements. I believe in myself. I'm strong. Test. And he went, nobody's ever done all 10. I went, I'm serious. Don't call me up. And of course he did. And I'm going, I have to be authentic. I got to number 8 and I'm going, he's going to get embarrassed. And number 8 was, I do my best and my best is good enough. And I went, well, I do. I do my best is good enough. He says, stay strong. He touches me just that breath. I nearly fell out of the chair. Whoa. Every other statement, I am strong. I'm a confident person. I'm a strong, confident person. Be strong. Like steel. I do my best is good enough. I'm expecting the same result. Nearly fell out of the chair. I even got emotional. And then I realized, he said, why is that? I said, I told you wouldn't get all 10. So there was this one little chink and I got emotional and I realized even when I've succeeded, even when I've done something great, I would beat myself up and say, I should have done it better. I should have done that. So I wasn't really enjoying my success. I was worrying about how perfect it has to be. All perfectionists have so much anxiety and self-doubt, but they're high performing, high functioning people, highly successful people, but they're not enjoying it. I wasn't enjoying it. I could do a show that wasn't great on my standards and feel terrible for the weekend. But people would ring and see me after the show and say, that is the greatest thing I've ever seen. So I'm beating myself up. It was the greatest thing they've ever seen. So not every show could be the best show. So I do my best. My best is good enough. It's okay to not be okay. And then it's okay to have self-doubt. It's not okay for it to control you. Breathe, then we get a choice. So I flip it back. So sorry for the long answers.
No, that's great. There's a lot there.
I'm just so passionate about this. It just comes out. But none of this is scripted. I just flow with things. It's no way as way. So I don't care who comes to see me. I will work out a way to flip them. But I have to have a foundation. But then I'll alter it to what I feel is right for them. And it's trusting your intuition. People stop trusting themselves.
Yep.
Don't worry about the result. Sometimes they get a bad result. They go, I can't trust myself anymore. That's a killer. Okay. So I teach in my training, if you're going to do a stage show, it's called double D. If you doubt, you're dead. If you doubt, you're dead. You can't go to an Australian rules football club, local or AFL, and you're doubting, they're going to eat you alive. You have to bring it. You have to bring it. But I bring it with my clients, with everything, you asked me to do an interview. You didn't tell me what questions you're going to ask me.
No, not at all.
And I go, awesome, because I don't want to preempt what I should be saying.
Yep.
No way, as way. And then the other saying he has is using no limitation instead of limitation. So there is no limitation. So there is no ceiling.
And I think it's important for people to realize as well, any belief, good or bad, is a limiting belief. So it's about breaking through that as well. You said something before, though, that kind of triggered me a little bit, in the sense that you said your own unique way. And that made me, that also made me think about the fact that, so many people go through training, and what they do at the end of that training is try to emulate exactly who it was that they'd just seen training. And, I think it's interesting you say, you teach things and you say, right, you go and do it in your own unique way. And I wonder how many people have yet to discover what their own unique way is yet, and how do they come across that? What is it that needs to happen for them to be able to discover what their way is, as opposed to the school they've been to or the latest course that they've been to as well?
Yeah, well, that's where they've got to trust themselves, that inner intuition, okay, and do it on a subconscious level, okay. So when I say, you'll see at the training, I'm going to train everybody to be their own recipe, their own cake, and a lot of these people, they've done training by other people from all over the world, other stage hypnotists and so many other trainers. And I go, what did you get the most? What's the two major things you got from that? Great. Keep those. Grab the best things you get from me. Combine them all with your personality here. And then you got the best cake. The world's best chefs don't measure. They don't do 50 ml of red wine, 50 grams of sultanas. They just throw it in, bang, bang, bang. They mix it all up. They don't actually measure. In their cookbooks, there's a measure there because they have to give them a figure, okay? They don't measure. So it's about being true, authentic to yourself, and really just trusting yourself. It's okay to doubt myself. Like I said, you've got a different personality than me. So if you try to emulate me and the way I run out into a crowd, it mightn't look that great. But it suits me, okay? But you can still do the biggest wow factor show ever with your personality, and by using the little tricks, techniques, methods. So once you've got the foundation, you're always changing the house. You've got to just change things around. So does that explain it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's interesting, you were talking before about the whole idea of perhaps even doing something based around confidence. And you know what? I personally believe that if you see those people that are, course junkies that exist out there, and I'm a self-professed course junkie at the best times as well, but I tend to think that, well, yes, is that because it's more about doing the course and hoping that that's the magic bullet that changes the perception of who you are or what it is you're doing, or that creates the the 100% always successful change work, whatever it is. So that is an unrealistic expectation in itself. If you were to look at someone who comes to you and says, I want to become a successful hypnotist, a successful hypnotherapist, what would you recommend to them to be their way forward to start to learn this, to do it successfully and properly from the start? Yeah,
well, to get a good foundation, okay, with one of the with the proper associations that can give you a great training and foundation, okay, Sarah, Academy of Hypnotic Science, okay, there's some great courses, and they go, oh, I found this other one, it's a lot cheaper. Go, pay the money, get this in, okay? So I'll give you an example. She won't mind me saying this. So my own daughter-in-law, M. Mitchell, and she was a food scientist, and she's always like helping people and counseling people. And eventually one day she just said to me, you've inspired me. I feel like I would love to be a hypnotherapist. How do I start? What would I do? I go, oh my God, I've been hoping you'll say this. I don't push people in anything. You will be so brilliant, especially because she's dealing with weight. She's just had children, my grandchildren, and dealing with that, losing weight. And she's such a kind soul. And I said to her, she goes, will you mentor me? I said, I will, after you've done the training, and I will not give you any advice or talk to you apart from go get that little certificate, okay? Do your 9 months, a year, pay your 12,000, whatever it is. Then when you're trained, and then they let you loose, then I'll come in and mentor you, because then we're going to adjust things to suit you. But you'll have the foundation. And then she goes, we speak often, and she said, it was so great that you didn't say, oh, do it this way there, because then they'll be teaching me this way. So then I've given her the different options afterwards. So get that foundation first and then build on it. But we don't need 20 foundations. Which house are you going to live in? In the end, you've got to pick a house and then commit to it, okay? Some people still, I don't know, am I doing the smoking? Am I doing anxiety? Yep. I love it when somebody goes, I specialize in this. This is my niche. Fantastic. But if someone wants to come, they can still do a smoker and do that. But they go, I really feel this is who I am. They find. And it's okay if you're lost. You'll find it. Just keep going forward.
Yeah, that's right.
Emma's now a brilliant hypnotherapist. And then she might get someone who's out of her niche, her weight loss zone, because she specializes in weight loss. And I'll go, oh, you got a nail biter. Oh, you got this. That's easy. Come around and we'll sit and bang, 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 and I'll run her through. And then she has this confidence to go in. She goes, oh, my God, I felt so much more confident doing that. So, yeah, the course junkies, it's great because learning is fantastic. It's fantastic, but you can overdo it.
Yeah,
you can
absolutely.
Overdo it. In the end, you've got to start hitting.
Yeah, it almost becomes like, oh, I've got this new problem. I need to go and do a course on it, or I need to go and overly research it. And I think in the process of doing that, you kind of take yourself away from being present with the client and being able to. And it's funny though, because you mentioned smoking there, and at one point there I hated smokers, and I actually reached a point where I thought, well, look, either I don't do smokers at all and I send them to someone else, or I go the other extreme. I really researched smoking and put something together. And I decided to throw myself into the deep end and went out there and researched smoking. And it was funny. It took me to realize that this was actually about doing habit change. Once I realized it was actually about habit change, I became fascinated with it. It was the switch I needed. Yeah. And suddenly it was like, oh, this is what I'm doing. It's not smoking. It's habit change.
Habit change.
That's it. And that was
emotional triggers.
That was the shift. And suddenly I was able to build a program around, or a structure around it, so that I know now when people come in, you listen, then, oh, if this happens, I need to do this. If this happens, I need to do this. But if I hadn't had that desire to throw myself in the deep end and just do the easy path of going, I'm just not going to do that, there would have been this whole side of things that I wouldn't have ever learned. So it's always worth challenging that part of you that says, no, that's not for me.
Yeah, and that's it. You just said that. I jumped in the deep end. Jump in. You see how they teach babies how to swim?
Yep.
Plop. People freak out. So most of the parents, they go, you got to go away. The baby will learn how to swim. The baby bird, when 3 of them leave the nest and one goes, I'm a bit scared. What if I fail? What if I can't fly? What if I get killed? Eventually, you know what the mother bird does? Nudges it out. You're on your own. They find the way. So this is where that Bruce Lee, as I love, and I'll just put this up. Knowledge is not enough. We must do.
Yep.
Willing is not enough. Okay. Knowledge is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. Okay. So sometimes we get that much knowledge that it's just now information. Information isn't enough. You've got to apply it. You've got to have a passion for it. And then it becomes transformation. Yeah. So you've transformed yourself. Now you can, oh, you're a smoker. Great. Oh, you're on ice. Okay, great. That's habit control. Alcohol. Great. Okay, here we go. We can change it. So in my trainings, I go, I'm going to give you a lot of information, but it's all specifically structured to get a transformation. I don't want to give you whole information and now you're so knowledgeable and you're still not doing anything. That's not what it's about. Transformation. So knowledge is to be put to use. So we need the knowledge first. So you need that first, but then you go there. And the reason I was able to do my stage shows is I deliberately didn't get trained by anybody else. I knew how to work a stage, so I trained myself. Now, I'm not recommending that to everybody. I'm a unique sort of guy. I had that different background. So because I didn't get taken off, this is a way, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. And then I found my way. And then I went and I've spoken and I've watched others and then go, sometimes people have explained things about hypnosis and the power of the mind. I went, that's what I do on stage. I had no idea about the science behind it because I was just doing it. And I didn't even know it was a big thing. It's just because I actually do it now just on a subconscious level. It's without thought. Yeah. Okay. So it's like 2 + 2 is 4. Red is stop. Just do it. And it was very interesting when I did some trainings with Emma. We got to this point where I was showing this really good instant induction, and I'm dropping them down on my shoulder and then down to the ground and things like this. I'm going, now you do it. And they're going, oh, this is amazing. We're loving this so much. But then Emma got up and said, just show me one more time. What do I do here? Do I do that then or there? And I stopped doing, I started to think about it and I stuffed it up like 4 times. I'm going, I feel like I don't even know how to do it now. and Emma and Connie and me laughed so hard. And Emma said, I think we've broken the Bizarre Gazzard. I said, oh my God. She goes, you have trouble explaining when you have to think too much. Yep. Because you were just fluently doing it and then training us. And then I went, I had to reset myself, get back into that zone and go, don't think too, and then analyze it and then go, right, here we go. So it was really quite, it was amusing, but it was a little wake up to me that, and I've taken on board for my next trainings, I have to realize not everybody's doing it on that level. I have to pull back and realize they're still learning this consciously to do it unconsciously. So as a trainer, that was the lesson for me. So I've got to, I've got to give them more information in the training manual, more room, be less. Come on, just do it. Because you can't just do it. But once you get it down, it is like tying a shoelace. It's 2 + 2 is 4. But because I do it just so without knowledge, that's why you can overload yourself with information. So we've got to just get the relevant information to get transformation. So I've gone to a lot of seminars just to get one sentence that I like and completely dismiss the other 99%. And I go, that was worth it. That was worth sitting there a day. And then it could be a year later, a client comes in and that one little gem is combined with everything else is how I got to flip them and change their life.
Yep.
So less is more.
What about, you've mentioned your training a couple of times here, so it'd be a great opportunity to talk a little bit more about it. If people come and train with you, what can they expect from the experience? What is it that you provide for them?
Wow, yeah. So I call it next level hypnosis. It's not about, some people are coming to do stage. Most are coming so they can just do a presentation or, can get 3 or 4 people up at a corporate talk and things like that, have that wow factor. When you can do that, oh my God. Like, see, because you're there talking the talk, they go, yeah, that was a good talk. But then you go, got some volunteers? Here we go. And all of a sudden, 2 + 2 is 5. And, and they're laughing at your blue shoes or the color blue or whatever it is. And then that's that wow factor. And a lot of people come, it's about being confident, rapport, belief, trusting themselves. So they feel so much better with their clients, with their one-on-ones. Okay. Like Tony Ahern came and, he just sent me a testimonial from when I did a training last year. And he said, I've been doing this 46 years. And he goes, I had some extra cash, went and did the training with Rohan, for a bit of fun, never going to do a stage show, not going to do a presentation. He specialized, just does smokers, just does smokers, just does smokers. Doesn't want the anxiety, which is his niche. It's great. And then he said, I got so much out of it. I feel so much more confident with my clients. But he's in his 60s now, nearly about to retire. And he goes, I can't believe how much I got out of that. So it's about the philosophy behind it. It's about information to get transformation and to really go to that next level in all aspects of your life and how to be confident. And that's why, like, you've really, really motivated me, like, with this interview. And I'm loving this even more. Yeah, so it's great.
It's funny because I'm always reminded of that Milton Erickson quote, and I'm paraphrasing here, but, it's towards the end of his life, and he said, I've been doing this 40 years or something, and I'm beginning to get the hang of it. And it kind of reminds me of what you said about Tony there, where, he's been doing this for how long, and there's always something new to come up from this. And that was one of the things I actually made a note here about, which we didn't even touch on, was, what about those people that are seasoned hypnotists, hypnotherapists, who perhaps even still have that self-doubt? I know there are some out there that still question their ability. It's like, what advice would you have for them?
Yeah, so they go through the imposter syndrome, okay? Hugely successful, getting great results, and then they go, wow, like they start comparing, doing other things like that. So that's about they've got to come back and actualize themselves, okay, using the no way is way, and start, hold on, I have been getting good results. Why? What's my why? And this is what we go through in my training. What's your why? I actually qualify people. I actually say to some people, this training isn't for you, because they're using it for the wrong reason. They haven't got a proper why, okay? Or they think they can just come from nowhere and go bang, and in 3 days be thinking that they can just go bang, bang, bang. So it's about, if you haven't got your real why, you haven't got a reason to do something, you lose passion for it.
Yep.
There's got to be an end game. There's got to be an end reason. Even if it's just, I want to feel more confident. So this is for more people who have got more experience, okay? And you said earlier, you go, I suffer from self-doubt sometimes and doing all that. Yet in the hypnotherapy world, in that space, you come across as very confident guys. So people will be shocked when you say that out loud. But that's who you are. But that makes me respect you more, because you're so authentic. And this is about
That's the point of this podcast. I want to do something where I'm being vulnerable with it, because I want to be able to share not just what my challenges are, but hopefully I think other people's challenges too, but they might be afraid to say it. So let's just be real about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because nobody wants to say that out loud. It's all about their prestige. And that's the other thing. People, when I started, I did get kicked out of the association. They Googled me and my name come up everywhere. And I'm doing shows all over Australia. And they said, we can't have that. I said, really? So they kicked me out of the association. It was good, because I got a check back for 3/4 of my annual fee. And then it was 2 years later, they asked me to come back, or a year later, to come back and be the guest speaker. I went, hold on. You just kicked me out of the association. Now you want me to come and be a speaker and motivate everybody there. I go, I use the shows as a platform to promote hypnotherapy, how you can change your mindset. That's how powerful this is. The mind doesn't know what's real. So if I tell you more confident and you accept it, you become more confident. The client before, he's 66. I've told him, you are a non-smoker. You choose not to smoke. You enjoy not smoking. You are safe to be a non-smoker. He's now sitting at home, retired, going, I just don't feel like having a smoke, because it's now a belief.
Yep.
So we can do the same with confidence. The self-doubt comes in. You go, good. He said that will come. I need to breathe. And that's where we breathe, relax. Because every one of my clients gets one of these magnets. Detach from the negative thought. It's okay to have the negative thought, and rationalize. Am I really in danger? Am I really an imposter? Yep. What are my options? I can, I will. Terminology is powerful. People always say, I don't think I can do that. I can't. I go, well, then you're right, of course. Where focus goes, energy flows. So every one of my clients gets one of those magnets and another magnet about building the new. Okay. So we take that all away. So it's all belief in yourself. Even the most successful people often go for this really bad period where they just totally stop believing in themselves and have a little lull. And then they need somebody else to come in and remedy that and fix that and reprogram that. So it's good that you're being honest. And that's why you resonate with a lot of people, because you're so honest and you're authentic. Okay. And I say to people, stay authentic. Okay. Emma and I, I haven't had to swear here, but Emma and I swear a lot. Okay. Yeah. So we like to swear. We swear. It upsets so many people. I said, why is it upsetting you? I don't swear in general, normal conversation. If I'm with my friends, I do. I'm a swearer if I'm with my friends watching the football. But I will drop them in deliberately to break the ice, to open up the crowd, to warm them up and go, they're going to be in context. It's all in fun here. You loosen up, you ease up. You don't have to go over the top. But that's why I love Emma, because she stays so authentic.
Yes, she is.
And she pisses people off. Of course she does. But they don't say that. They say, I don't think she should swear so much. I go, I'm actually a swearer myself, so I like it. But I understand how people have got that, because they were raised differently and done differently. So this is what I mean. Stay true to yourself.
Yep.
If she didn't show and tried not to swear, she'd get awkward. She'd overthink things.
I think this also comes back to what we were discussing before about your authentic way. And it's not about reading words on a page like they're magic incarnations or something like that. It's about taking what's there and how do you put that through you and bring it back out as who you are. Emma not swearing is like McDonald's without burgers. It's just not something that goes. Yeah. It's that kind of thing. And what she does, I think, is just remarkable, because she is so truly authentic. What you get with her is 100% her. And she's another one I really want to talk to and love to talk to, because I know that she has gone through a life experience where hypnosis and self-belief have created amazing transformations for her.
Absolutely. And that's why, herself and Connie balance each other out. So everything's that yin yang. You got to have hot, cold, night, day. Okay. So they're going to balance each other out really well. And I'll say there will be times, and I've already told her that you'll be at a corporate thing and you have to pull back on that so much. You have to adjust. So it's always constant adjusting. That's why the Bruce Lee yin yang has arrows that go around. So, yin yang, strong, weak, subservient. So sometimes you've got to have a little bit of both. If you're just one, and in my early days, I didn't know it. I thought being the big oak tree was great. No, I'm strong. But I had to go, hold on. You have to have that little sign of vulnerability. You have to not win every argument. Do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Okay. Yep. You don't have to win every game of pool against your friends. See, I was doing my best and my best wasn't good enough. I wasn't actually enjoying life, but I was such a strong-minded guy who was a shy, introverted kid. So I created this. So everything can be created, okay? You're naturally sort of shy and introverted, but in a really strong way still, okay? You can use that as strength. It's not weakness. It's not passive. It's passive strength, okay? So absolutely. Everything blends. So this is where sometimes you've got to step up and stand your ground when you need to. And other times, hold on, I've got to pull back here. I've got to be less aggressive, less loud, slow things down, and we can adjust. And when you get that, it's a constant, always turning. That's when we get the perfect balance between yin and yang, conscious and subconscious. Okay. Now, I hope that makes sense.
One last question before we have to go. And throughout this conversation, I've heard many potential contenders to answer this question. But, we're talking about things you tell yourself and those affirmations that are there. If there's one affirmation that you would want to offer someone to help them to build confidence, what would it be for you?
Well, it probably would be, obviously, my breathe and believe, but I think those words, I can, I will. So when someone comes to see me and says, I can't fly. I go, well, you can fly, but your fear is stopping you from hopping on an airplane. No, I cannot fly. I can't fly. I said, you've told me now 3 times you can't fly. You're not flying the plane. Can you stand? Can you walk? Can you sit on an airplane seat? Can you book a ticket? The pilot will fly. You can fly. People go, I can't give the speech at the wedding. I go, can you talk? You're talking now. Can you read? Yep. Then you can give a speech. So I take away this I can't mentality. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can, I will. Breathe and believe. Where focus goes, energy flows. You know, and you'll see when I send you texts, I just in the habit, I just write breathe and believe.
Yeah, it's on all of them.
Where focus goes, energy flows.
True story for anyone watching. It's on all of them. Yes.
Yeah. So I rarely don't do one. It's even, you know, breathe and believe my friends, and I get the belief. So I think all the terminology is powerful. Okay. And this is why all this stuff, you know, like behind me, you know, this is just in my office in here. I've got 350 of things like this. Believe in yourself. But see that it says be you. I love this. Be you, but believe in yourself. Okay. Get out of your comfort zone. Okay. This is where all the magic happens. This is where the magic happens. It's easy to stay here, but you don't get all the magic. Okay. So I say to people go, oh, I think that's all bullshit, this positive affirmations. I go, this positive thinking, positive affirmations don't change your life. And people go, what?
It's engaging. It's how you engage with it that changes the life.
These are the start. You've got to have the positive thinking, the thought, because before you have the positive talk, then you have the positive, leads to the positive talk, then you take positive actions. That becomes your habit. There's your character. So it becomes a domino effect. But you've got to start with this. You've got to start with this. So I give them affirmation sheets. I am safe to. That's another big one I like. I am, present tense. Because people go, I want. No, I am, right now. The millionaire mindset is before they've got their money. All the champions, before they win the titles, and even rock stars, they made that decision when they were children. I'm going to be a champion. I'm going to be a champion. I am. They acted like they already were. It's got to happen in here first, from the inside out, not the outside in. Everybody tries to change it from the outside in.
That's right.
It doesn't work. But society will sell to that because that makes money, but it causes failure and it causes resales. Where you do it in, and so that's why I don't advertise, because we get it from in. They don't need me anymore. They might come and see me once a year, but I'm teaching them how to do that. So we've got to have the positive thought before we can take the positive action, the self-talk, and then the habit, the character. So I love it. So, and it really drives me. And I really think this space hasn't been explored enough. Thank you for opening it up. No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
Thank you for opening it up. And I'm really, it's in my head. I'm going, you've got to work out a 2-day workshop, because this is what people need, want, require. Okay. And then it can literally change lives. No, regardless of what success rate you're at. You know, success isn't about how much money you make. And
no, success is subjective. Success is whatever you make it to be. It's about achievement and meaningful purpose.
Exactly. So, you know, so this is the vital key. And this is why less than 1% of hypnotherapists can call them up and do a big mind demo and blow everybody out of the water from a simple belief they don't believe they can. That's it. And then, but what if it fails? Where focus goes, energy flows. You focus on it happening, not on it not happening. Everything you want, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, regardless of the outcome. So all this stuff is just amazing. Like I said, there's 350 of them in there, and I at my other clinic. And I love that. And I leave people in the waiting room with all that around them, and they have to read it. They already, by the time I bring them into the room, they're already starting to resonate with some of this stuff. But their terminology will say the opposite. And then we start away. I never let anybody get away with that sentence. I can't, whatever they say after that I can't. I said, well, that's not actually true.
It's not can't, it's won't.
Yeah. Disrupt that thought, challenge it, and then reprogram it, manipulate it, change it. But you've got to go in and disrupt. Okay, so this is where, as a stage hypnotist, you go in, they go, you can't get me, you can't get me. And then you disrupt that, bang, 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 and then it's done.
Yeah.
Other people, they're trying too hard. The course junkies, no, I want it to happen, I want it to happen, I want it to happen. Stop trying so hard, do nothing, relax, and there, now it's happened. So without effort.
Thank you so much for your time today. Conscientious of the fact that we have to make a move, but really appreciate the wisdom that you've brought to this. I really hope that anyone listening to this or watching this has taken away something that has made them think about how they engage with their own thoughts and what they can do differently to start to truly trust and believe in their ability to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thanks, Rohan. We'll see everyone next time.
Thanks for the opportunity. Breathe and believe, my friends. Where focus goes, energy flows. I can, I will. Good on you, Lawrence.
Thanks for that.